Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about 5 considerations for how to select your target journal to publish your scientific paper. Hi, I'm Brian from Grants and Publications YouTube channel. So there's so many journals out there right now. There are thousands upon thousands of scientific journals in every category of scientific research, and every year there are more journals appearing on the scene. So how do you choose where you're going to submit your work? The first one is to think about your audience. So who is your ideal reader? Who do you want to read your paper? Once you've determined what kinds of other researchers you want to read your paper, then you need to think about what journals they are reading. And so you need to choose a journal that will have readership of that audience. So make sure you match those up very carefully. The audience will overlap with some of these journals, but you really need to figure out, which one is going to hit your target audience the best. Number 2, second point, think about the type of research that you're doing. There are basic science journals, there are applied science journals, there are review article journals, there's method journals. What kinds of techniques did you use in your research? So different target journals are going to publish mostly articles with certain kinds of techniques. And so you need to think about that too. So when you're thinking about type of research, think about what kind of experiments did I use in my research. So different journals, even though they might have overlapping audiences, are going to prefer certain techniques in their publications. So you need to look in recent volumes of that target journal and see what kinds of techniques are being published there, and make sure that you match that up with the work that you're doing. Point number 3, how much of a budget do you have for publishing? Okay, so are you publishing from startup funds? Are you publishing from a grant where there's budget written in for publications, or are you trying to pay for it in some creative way? Some journals cost money to publish in, so open access journals have a publication fee, and for some journals it's very expensive, $5,000, $6,000, even more dollars for some of these journals. But some society journals, it's free for the authors to publish. So think about how much of a budget you have. Is it 0? Is it 5,000? Is it 10,000? Or is it somewhere in between? So that's an important consideration. Point number 4, how much time do you have? Different journals publish at different speeds. Some of the journals are very rapid, so you might get reviews back within 3 to 4 weeks. Some journals are much slower. It might take 2 months or 3 months to get reviews back. And then once you get reviews and your paper is accepted, how long does it take before it shows up? So some journals now have instant access. As soon as it's accepted, it shows up online. Other journals might take a few weeks. And so what you can do is go into your target journal potential list and just look at the dates. So you can look at the time between submitting, accepting, and publication, and you can get a feel for the speed of different journals. Okay, point number 5, the prestige of the journal. So you want to think about that. So is this a journal that's very selective? It's really hard to publish in this journal, and therefore amongst your field it's got more prestige? Or is it a journal that's easier to publish in, and it's a little less prestigious, but if you feel like your work is strong, that it can speak for itself, maybe you don't worry about the prestige level. So I'll have other videos talking about journal impact factor, which is kind of a proxy for prestige. So think about that. Do you want to go for a really top-end journal, mid-range journal, or are you happy with the lower-end journal? And sometimes it's perfectly appropriate to publish in a lower-end journal. You shouldn't feel like you always have to go for the top. So think about your particular situation, what is your need. And then we have a bonus point, tip number 6. If you're getting value from this video, please like and subscribe if you want to see more scientific writing videos. If you have specific questions that you would like me to address, you can leave those in the comments. This is the bonus point, tip number 6. You also want to make sure that the journal you're selecting is not a predatory journal. Okay, so I'm going to have another video on what is a predatory journal, and you want to avoid those because they might be fast and they might be inexpensive, but they're not going to help your career very much. In fact, they might hurt your career if you're publishing in predatory journals. So make that one of your considerations also. We'll see you next time.